Good evening, I'm Giuseppe Basile, I'm the Essentially. You can find at the website www.fibstalker.com. I also post regularly on Twitter using the Fibstalker nickname. Good evening, today is Wednesday, April the 2nd, 2014, and it's 11:30 p.m. time in Toronto, Canada, and this is the third video, the third daily review that I'm going to post today. And in this video I'm going to review for you a number of forex majors: the pound versus the US dollar, the Australian dollar versus the US dollar, the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, and the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. So let's start from the pound versus the US dollar here, which is the chart that you see on the screen. You will remember that in this market I'm looking for a deeper retracement. The reason for that is that actually we failed the next measure move higher on the weekly time frame, and you can see this very clearly from this trace here. And it doesn't matter if it's just a few pips here. That's what program trading is looking at. And there were two levels this market could retrace. This market decided to make a full retracement all the way into the halfway back here, and as we can see, the 166.88, 89 level held here. And so there is participation on the short side. We saw these two red bars here, and the market at the open of Thursday is actually piercing that 166.45 level again. So if we do not move higher and break 166.89, there is the possibility for this market to just stop and reverse here. I think the reversal has started already. I'll show you on the 15 minutes the failure of the sequence of measure move higher that actually characterized this move higher here, the 6 green bars. And the first target is going to be at this 163.83 area here. So if we actually start moving lower and we break the all the way halfway back here, so if we break below this red line, let me trace that for you, this 165.49 level, then there is a real potential to keep moving lower into 163.83. Let me show you on the 15 minutes chart the sequence of measure move before we got into this area of resistance 166.43. And as you can see, 166.43 on March 27 and 28, as you can see, there was clear participation on the short side here. And although price then picked up into this area of resistance, selling was still there, and the sequence of measure move eventually failed when price was within that resistance area. So to me, that's a very powerful indication. Now I want to show you the sequence of measure move higher. This is the first one. We got into first target and second target. Price came to retest, and for some reason it traded the all the way halfway back here, I mean from lows to high, so a traditional move. Again, price went into the first and second target. Once it tested second target, we again, by tracing a traditional move, we actually kept modeling this price. I wanted to see this level fail. It never failed, and actually brought price into the first target here, right above, but never went above that red line there, the stop. And then the next measure move failed, as we can see here. Price moved below this red line here, the 166.29, and actually this was the entry with a stop above ice. This would be our trade. As we can see, we didn't get to the first level of target where where the gain would actually equal the risk we had at the moment, and we still have market moving higher here. So it's a very risky area, but that's the kind of trades that you have to get in order to get into very good trades that have potential for 10 reward to risk, and that's the kind of trade you want to be in. So be very careful here. There is the possibility for a continuation lower according to this setup. The Australian dollar versus US dollar is actually showing a very interesting behavior here, and you will remember that in the last few days, I'm waiting for the data here. Okay, in the last few days and weeks, we identified a sequence of measure move higher. The first sequence was actually generated by this level, was a little bit odd. There is nothing we could do. I could only identify this level after the fact, and the market brought price into first target here, but never second target. An important thing that we observed though was this pennant that was being created, and when we trace from lows to highs, initially this level was not respected, but eventually this level started to be respected in 119.90.11, and then brought price into first and second target. And as you can see here, as soon as price got into this second target, we start seeing some profit taking here. Now, as the second target was hit, then I'm looking at this market at the next measure move, and you will remember that this measure move traded already, and we are in the process of retesting this level. So this level of support, the next level of support traded, and there was participation in this 92.13, as you can see very clearly, but price never went into this first target, and then it went back again, retested this level, and then again for the third time today we are retesting this level. This is a very important level to watch, which could actually identify a short here, because we are within a weekly area of short. So this level we are witnessing here, 91 and 93. If we break the level, we can kiss goodbye. This market is going to retrace at least into the all the way halfway back here from lows to highs. So keep an eye on this. Before 91.93, it's a short with the stop below highs here and a potential to get into 0.8980 and even lower. So it's a very good opportunity here to watch. US dollar versus Canadian dollar. The daily chart, it's a mess. It's a total mess, and this because we are having this consolidation phase, and the US dollar should continue higher. We don't know whether this is going to affect and how it's going to affect this price as well. As you can see here, this level of area of support in this lateral move continuation since basically end of January here is still holding 110.15, although we broke below the 61.8 level here. This is a formation that is going to it's going actually potentially bring price into the next level of resistance that is going to be from these highs to lows, and actually that's why we are seeing this lateral movement. This market is really moving between these two levels here and in this area. So we still didn't this market still didn't resolve this move. This eventually will be resolved. It's just a matter of time. We just don't know whether we are continuing lower into this 109.15 or we're going to continue higher, on top of US dollar strength. So we don't know that just yet, and that's why I'm not following very closely this market during the last few days, because it's still moving, it's still very undecided. So you can make the case you could actually trade higher now from lows to the next level, but that's not something I trade. So I just look at what program trading is doing, and there is a lot of indecision at the moment. Program trading is barely active on this market, and that's what I'm looking at. That is what interests me. But eventually, I mean, in the past we were able to identify with 2 weeks in advance this level of support, which worked beautifully, and eventually this market will become reasonable again, and we'll be able to trade it. So no worries about that. Moving to the New Zealand dollar versus US dollar, this market on the other side, I mean, it's showing a very decisive test of a level of support. Let me show you the sequence of measure move we had after we tested again successfully this 81.12 support level here. We had the first extension long, which can be seen from highs to highs here. We can see this, we hit first target and second target, and that's the time when I traced the next measure move. It was a very good trade. We were priced into first targets here from highs to highs. Congratulations to those who took this trade, and we saw participation 85.14. Price never broke below the stop level here, 85.81, and we broke price. Actually, program trading broke price right into that first target at 106.98, 187 level. Once we saw that, when I saw that, and I started seeing a correction here. Of course, I've been looking at the next extension long, and I said, we're going to see price, if we correct, we're going to see price at this 085.45, and that's where yesterday today actually we saw a reaction here, and now at the open the market is trading at the level again, and we'll need to study the 15 minutes to understand what's the sequence of measure move here, because once we are able to understand the sequence here, we are also able to study the market and see what it's doing. So you will remember that yesterday I have mentioned the sequence of measure move here, and we started from these highs to lows, and there was participation at this 87.74, bringing price into first and second target. Now there was this small gap here, and once I observed that the next measure move extension long never traded, actually I considered to use the high of the day as the level, and as we can see, this is the level that is being used. So now how can this level help us understand whether the sequence has failed? So I have two levels here that I will consider. The first one is a continuation short, and as we can see here, this failed because when I trace from lows to lows, price went above this level. And there is a possibility now for price to test actually this 085.37 and then eventually come up. So if that's what happens, that's an entry. There is also another level that it's a safer level that we could actually look at, and that's for me the lows to lows. And the reason why I want to look at this level is because it traded to the pip here. So if you want to be very, very aggressive, one thing you can do, let's start from conservative. If you want to be conservative, and you should be always conservative in the market, should actually enter long with a stop below lows, the lows that will be printed. If we get above this 085.87 level here, and this is an entry with a stop below lows. If you want to be more aggressive here, there's a sequence of measure move, and considering that the extension long that I just showed you before has failed, then this is what you can consider, and you can consider the next measure move, or you can actually consider all the way halfway back here from highs to lows, and use that 61 level as your as your break level if you wish. And this 85, 66, 67 would be a very aggressive level. So I hope this video is useful. I wish you a very good trading day tomorrow. There are some opportunities here. Good luck, especially Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar. Thank you very much for your attention, and bye bye.